Welcome back to Hydrohaven, fellow gardeners. Today we're diving into one of the most game-changing amendments you can create right in your backyard. Biochar isn't just another gardening trend, it's an ancient soil enhancement technique that the Amazonian peoples perfected centuries ago, creating the incredibly fertile terra preta soils that still astound scientists today. The best part? You can make this black gold at home with materials you probably already have lying around. Before we get our hands dirty, let's understand exactly what we're creating. Biochar is simply organic material that's been heated in a low-oxygen environment through a process called pyrolysis. This isn't the same as ash from your fireplace. That's what happens when organic matter burns completely with plenty of oxygen. Instead, biochar retains its carbon structure while becoming incredibly porous, creating millions of tiny spaces that become luxury apartments for beneficial soil microorganisms. Think of biochar as a coral reef for your soil. Its intricate structure provides surface area that's absolutely mind-boggling. Just 1 gram can have the surface area of a tennis court. This massive surface area becomes a bustling metropolis where beneficial bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms set up shop, creating a thriving ecosystem that transforms your soil biology. The easiest way to make biochar at home is using what I call the can-in-can method. You'll need a large metal container like an old paint can or steel drum, and a smaller container that fits inside with room to spare around the edges. The beauty of this method is that it's nearly foolproof and doesn't require any special equipment. Start by drilling several holes around the bottom edge of your smaller container. These will allow the volatile gases to escape while preventing too much oxygen from entering. Fill this smaller container with your organic material, which we'll discuss in detail shortly. Place it inside the larger container and pack the space around it with more organic material like wood chips, dry leaves, or small branches. Light the material in the outer container from the top. As it burns down, it creates the low oxygen environment needed inside your smaller container. The key is maintaining just enough heat to drive off the volatile compounds from your biochar material without allowing it to burn completely. You'll know you're on the right track when you see thick white smoke initially, which gradually changes to thin blue smoke as the process completes. Not all organic materials create equal biochar, and choosing the right feedstock can make the difference between mediocre results and truly exceptional soil amendment. Hardwoods like oak, maple, and fruit tree prunings create biochar with excellent structure and longevity. These dense materials form biochar that can persist in your soil for decades, continually improving soil structure and fertility. Coconut husks and shells are absolute superstars for biochar production. If you can get your hands on these materials, they create biochar with incredibly high surface area and excellent water retention properties. Bamboo is another fantastic option that's becoming more available, producing biochar with outstanding porosity. Avoid using materials treated with chemicals, painted wood, or anything that's been pressure treated. Pine and other softwoods can work, but they don't create biochar with the same long-lasting structure as hardwoods. Fruit pits, nutshells, and corn cobs also make excellent biochar, often with unique pore structures that different plants particularly appreciate. Temperature control is absolutely critical for successful biochar production. You're aiming for temperatures between 400 and 700 degrees Celsius, though you don't need fancy thermometers to achieve this. The visual and auditory cues tell you everything you need to know. During the initial stages, you'll hear active crackling and popping as moisture escapes, and the organic structure begins breaking down. This is normal and expected. As the process progresses, these sounds diminish, and the thick white smoke transitions to the thin blue smoke I mentioned earlier. This color change indicates that the volatile organic compounds have been driven off, and you're left with the stable carbon structure that makes biochar so valuable. The entire process typically takes 2 to 4 hours, depending on the size of your batch and the density of your materials. Patience is essential here. Rushing the process by adding too much air or heat will result in ash rather than biochar. The goal is slow, controlled pyrolysis that preserves the carbon structure while creating maximum porosity. Fresh biochar straight from your pyrolysis process is like a new house. It has all the structure but lacks the life that makes it truly functional. Raw biochar actually has a slightly negative impact on plant growth initially because it's essentially sterile and has a high pH. This is where activation comes in, and it's a step many beginners skip to their detriment. Alright, let's dive into the simplest activation method. It involves soaking your biochar in compost tea or diluted liquid fertilizer for at least 24 hours. This process begins loading the porous structure with nutrients and beneficial microorganisms. Now if you want to take it a step further, you can mix your biochar with finished compost at a ratio of about 1 part biochar to 3 parts compost. Let this mixture age for several weeks before using it in your garden. For those of you who are a bit more experienced, some gardeners create what we call activation cocktails. These are made using fish emulsion, kelp meal, and molasses dissolved in water. The microorganisms feast on these nutrients while simultaneously colonizing your biochar's porous structure. This preloading process means your biochar hits the ground running, rather than competing with your plants for nutrients during its initial establishment period. When it comes to incorporating biochar, the magic number for application is typically around 10% of your soil volume. However, you can start with as little as 5% and work up from there. Unlike many soil amendments that provide temporary benefits, biochar becomes more effective over time as its microbial communities mature and stabilize. For container growing, mix activated biochar directly into your potting medium before planting. In garden beds, work it into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil, along with your regular compost additions. The biochar will improve soil structure immediately, but its real magic happens over the following months as beneficial microorganisms establish thriving communities within its porous structure. One of biochar's most impressive qualities is its ability to retain nutrients that would otherwise leach away from your root zone. It acts like a nutrient bank, holding on to fertilizers and organic matter breakdown products, then releasing them slowly as plants need them. This means you'll likely find yourself fertilizing less frequently while achieving better plant growth and health. Making biochar at home isn't just about creating a soil amendment, it's about connecting with an ancient tradition while taking control of your garden's long-term fertility. Start small with your first batch to get comfortable with the process, then scale up as you see the remarkable results in your plant's health and productivity. Remember to document your results and experiment with different feedstock materials to see what works best in your specific growing conditions. Every garden is unique, and part of the joy of growing is discovering what works best in your particular situation. If this guide has inspired you to try making your own biochar, I'd love to see your results. Share your biochar making adventures in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth gardening tutorials. Share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to take their soil game to the next level. Together, we're building a community of growers who understand that healthy soil is the foundation of everything we do.